Hello everybody. With so many requests for back pain relief, I've dedicated a whole practice to easing pain, injury or tension in the back. It is known that more than 80% of the world's population will suffer from back pain at some point in their life. With most of us standing up or sitting down for our working day, it puts a lot of pressure on our spine. So I think it's super important to regularly check in with our backs to keep them supple and strong. If you struggle with back pain, I would recommend doing this practice on a regular basis. So let's get started. Let's ease our aching backs. From my heart to yours, let's yoga with Lowe. This practice is going to be quite slow. We're going to be holding postures a little bit longer, and our main focus today is to try and breathe as deep as possible. The deeper we breathe, the more tension we're going to release within the body, which will just give us a little bit more space. So let's start flat on our backs. Take your time getting down here if your back's really sore, and we're just going to hug the knees into the chest. Close your eyes. Start to settle into the practice today. Deepen the breath. We're going to hold here for a few minutes. I believe sometimes back pain can come from stress. When we're stressed, we hold a lot of tension in the upper back. So let's see, by focus on the breath, if we can start to let that tension melt away. See if you can breathe a little bit deeper. All the way down into the belly. Feel the chest expand. And then release. Soften your shoulders here. Relax all of the muscles in the face. Space between the eyebrows. And keep breathing deep. Your mind may start to wander. This is no problem at all. Every time it does, just bring it back to the here and now. We're going to place our hands on our knees, squeeze the knees in a little tighter and point your toes. Then from here, we're just going to start to rock side to side with the knees, rolling onto one side of the lower back, followed by the other. This is a nice lower back massage. If you find a spot that feels really, really nice, you can rock back and forward on that exact spot. And keep the breath as deep as possible here. Let's find ourselves back in a neutral position, knees in the center. And then we're just going to circle the knees round in a circular direction of your choice. Sometimes the most simple movements are the most effective for relieving tension. Opposite direction here. See if you can hear yourself breathe. In through the nose and out through the nose. Really nice. Come to neutral. From here, we're just going to catch the backs of our knees and then very slowly rock yourself up to a seated posture. You may need to drop the knees to one side, that's completely fine. So we're sitting in Dandasana now. We've got the legs out in front and we're sitting up nice and tall, but we're just going to bend the knees slightly. We want to really, really make this easy on our lower back. We're going to inhale, stretch the hands up, and then as we exhale, just melt the upper body down, drop the knees a little bit more, and then rest the head wherever it lies. Now, if you feel like you're not getting much stretch at all, you can start to straighten the knees a little more. But because we're working on our backs today and we want this to be really soothing, I want you to be comfortable here. And then drop your head, surrender the neck, and close your eyes. Deepen in the breath once again. Feel the skin on your upper back stretch as you inhale and relax as you exhale. Now in this posture, you should feel a nice stretch down the backs of the legs, and also all of the back should feel like it's creating some space, so really opening up the spine and all the back muscles. We're going to be here for 4 more breaths. So we're moving nice and slow today, guys. Maybe you start to find a little more space and you can straighten the legs. But if you feel really tight in the back and the legs, keep those knees bent. Couple more breaths. One more. Inhale, rise up. We're going to cross our legs and then swim through to our tabletop. Take your time getting there. Spread all of your fingers. Push down into the fingers and just check that your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips. So we're going to practice Marjari Asana. So this, for me, I would recommend this on a daily basis if you struggle with your back. This will keep your spine really, really supple and really young. So pushing down into the tops of the feet, we're going to inhale, drop the belly, lift the crown of the head and open the space between the ears and the shoulders. On the exhale, tuck the tailbone under and drop the head. So once you get into this nice arched position, pull the belly button up towards the spine. So we're really stretching the back here. Inhale again, drop in the belly, lift in the head, exhale all the way down. Now I'm going to let you move at your own pace here, so maybe you want to move a little slower today, or maybe it feels nice to move a little quicker. Whatever pace you are choosing, make sure you marry the breath to the movement. We'll do a couple more like this. This is really nice before bed as well. Help you get a good night's sleep. Let's do one more all together. Then from here, we're going to dip the hips to the right. Send them all the way back in a circle until you find yourself in Balasana Child's Pose. Walk those hands forward, gaze to the front, big breath in, and then exhale, relax the head wherever it lands. Maybe the forehead kisses the mat, maybe you're a little bit higher here. Wherever you are, no problem at all. Now we want to be active in Balasana. We want to see if we can stretch the back by pushing the sit bones back and walking those hands forward. One big breath here. And then we're going to bump the hips to the left And then come all the way round and just dip the hips slightly. So we're in sort of like an upward facing dog. Inhale, hips to the right, all the way back. We're in Balasana once again. 2 breaths here this time. Really using the full capacity of our lungs. Exhale, releasing any tension. Dip those hips to the left and to the front. Stay here for 1 breath. Really open the heart, drop the shoulders. Exhale, opposite direction. So hips to the left. Softly all the way back, Balasana. Big breath. Big breath out. All the way to the right and to the front. 1 breath here. Really radiating that heart forward. To the left. All the way back. 2 breaths. Really slow movements today. 1 more. And then from here, round the spine. And softly flatten all the way to the belly. So another posture that I can't recommend enough for back pain is Bhujangasana Cobra pose. So if you're brand new to yoga and you've never tried Cobra before, I would recommend start on the forearms and then slowly build your way up to full Cobra. So we're going to make sure our elbows are sort of an arm's width apart. So basically take one hand onto your upper arm and cross them over, and that is your perfect sort of width for your Cobra. Then take your hands directly out in front so that all of your fingers are facing forward. Spread the fingers and gently push the thumbs into the ground. Then from here, we're going to peel the front body up, engage your glutes and your lower back, and drop the shoulders. So it's really common for people to come up with the shoulders really crunched to their ears. This will only create more tension within the neck. So see if you can find some space here. This posture will really help strengthen your back. So again, this would be another one that I would recommend doing on a daily basis. Let's take a big breath in. Push the pelvis gently into the earth below. 1 more breath. And then surrender it down. Arms are going to come down by your sides and just melt the head coming down onto one ear. Big breath in. Big breath out. Let's try that again. So slowly coming through, bringing those hands back to where they were. Wrists and elbows aligned. Full breath in. Maybe lift the front body, or this time to take it further, we can lift those elbows, roll the shoulders back, but just making sure that both of the insides of your elbows aren't overextended forward and they're facing towards each other. Really engage your glutes, engage the lower back, full breath. And then exhale, surrendering down. Curl the toes under, hands back by the chest, and we're going to push up and back into our first Ardha Mukha downward facing dog. So this is really good to stretch out our backs as well. If you have really tight hamstrings and a lot of tension in the back, keep those knees super, super bent. Spread all of your fingers, push the sit bones up and back, and then after a few breaths, you may find a little more space where you can start to straighten the legs and push the heels down. But again, this is a really soothing practice today, so we're just going to keep those knees bent. 2 breaths here. Keep sending those sit bones high. 1 more breath. And then walk those hands towards the feet. Keep the knees really, really bent and catch the elbows. Uttanasana, but keeping a lot of bend in the knees. Full breaths, guys. One more. Inhale, slowly rise up. Trace the hands to the sky. And exhale, heart center, really nice. We're gonna come all the way down now. Walking back out to our down dog, taking our time. Maybe give your dog a little pedal out. Breathe in as deep as possible, find some stillness. Gaze to the front as we step the left foot between the hands, nice and softly. Drop that back knee, flatten that fat foot. Roll the shoulders back. Take a full breath here. And then exhale, runner's lunge. So send the sit bones back, gaze forward to start, and then just drop the head. Keep breathing. It's really common for, if we have a lot of tension in the back, that we have a lot of tension in the hamstrings. See if you can close your eyes here and really sort of zone into the sensation of the stretch. Pull the left hip crease back. Couple more breaths. One more here. Roll back through. Left foot's going to come back. We're going to do one little mini vinyasa. So bend those elbows back, chin and chest melt to the floor, bum in the sky, and then sliding forward to our cobra. Now walk those hands forward as much as you need. Give yourself lots of space. Full breath in here. Remember, forearms are okay as well. One more breath. Exhale, melt it down, Balasana, child's pose. Up and back. Push the sit bones gently back, walk those hands forward. Feel all that space between the spine. Big breaths. Rolling back through our table. Curl the toes under. Downward facing dog once again. Push the sit bones back. Gaze between the hands. And as quietly as we can, step the right foot through this time. Drop that back knee. Flatten the back foot, coming up to our fingertips. Rolling our shoulders back, full breath in. Exhale, melt the sit bones back. Runner's lunge once again. Dropping the head down towards that right knee. Right hip crease pulls back. And breathe, nice, long, full breaths. Couple more here. Last one. Roll it back through. Bringing the right foot back to meet the left as we swim the feet to one side. Make our way onto our sit bones. We're going to take Paschimottanasana once again. See if we can find a little more space now. Inhale, both hands high. Feet are flexed to the sky, toes are active. Soften those knees and then exhale, surrendering forward. Big breaths. Two more here. We're going to inhale up, shuffle the sit bones forward and make your way flat onto your back with your feet firmly rooted to the earth. So from here, we're going to take reverse pigeon pose. Really nice for our lower back. We're going to inhale, right leg high. Send it up to the sky. And then bring the right foot on top of your left knee, which will open this right hip. Once you get comfortable, we're either just going to keep that foot on the floor. For some people, this may feel strong enough. If that's the case, you can just breathe as you are. Or maybe to take it a little further, lift the left foot off the earth. Bring the hands, so the right hand inside, the left hand outside the left thigh, and push the left foot into an imaginary wall. Now stay here, breathe in deep. Or maybe lift the head up towards that right foot, whatever feels more comfortable today. So we're going to really tune into the breath now for 5 full breaths. Now, if the stretch begins to ease, you can gently pull that leg towards you. 2 more. And very gently, left foot down, followed by right. And we go straight to the other side. Left foot's going to come high. Left foot on top of right knee this time. Stay here if this is enough. Or swimming, right hand and left hand round the right thigh. Push that right foot into an imaginary ball. Find your edge and breathe deep for 5 breaths. Remember, just gently pull in that right thigh towards you, increasing the stretch. Maybe lifting the head, taking it a little deeper. 2 more breaths. If the head is lifted, gently bring it down. Right foot followed by left. And then we're going to take a happy baby. So bring both feet up towards the sky. I'm sure you've seen a toddler do this before, or a baby. Catch the insteps of your feet. And then you can either just, this may feel really nice, you can stay here, breathe. Pull in the feet down, pushing the feet up. This sort of opposite action. Or maybe if your back feels really sort of sore in one area, you might have a little wriggle around and just have a little play here. I love this posture, really nice in the hips as well. Just keep breathing deep. Push the heels a little higher. Remember, move around. You're in your own house, you can be as silly as you want. Couple more breaths here. And then gently drop in the feet. We're going to take a little bridge pose next. So feet are rooted to the earth, palms facing down. Roll the shoulders back, full breath in. Peel the sit bones off the earth and then walk the shoulders together. So this will help to build strength in the glutes, which will really help support your back, and it will also strengthen your lower back. So see if we can stay here for 5 breaths. Lifting a little higher if possible. Two more. Very gently on the exhale, rolling back down. Give those knees another big hug. Little rock from side to side again. And then from here, keeping the right knee hugged into the chest, we're just going to drop the left foot down, firmly rooted to the earth. Left hand is going to come onto your right knee, and your right hand's going to come out to the right. Now this, if you don't have back pain, you can straighten the left leg to deepen the stretch. But if your back's a little sore or you have any injury, I would recommend keeping that left foot firmly on the ground. Let's all take a full breath in here. And on the exhale, gently guide the right knee across the body. Such a beautiful stretch. Maybe turn your gaze beyond your right fingers. Keep your right shoulder rooted to the earth. We're going to take 3 big breaths here. Two more. On the next inhale, we're going to come out. Squeeze that knee in one more time. Send it down. Right foot firmly roots to the earth as we inhale. Left knee in this time. Left hand out to the left. Right hand on left knee. Big breath in. Exhale, twisting over to the right. Gaze beyond your left fingers. You might get a little release in the back there, that's always quite nice. 2 more big breaths here. We're coming out, back through center. One last big squeeze with 2 knees. Bring the nose up to the knees, curl into a little ball. And when you're ready, one leg's going to come out long, followed by the other. Shavasana is always recommended, but if your back is really painful, keep both feet on the earth. Palms rest, facing up towards the earth. You can stay here as long as you like. And I would always recommend, if possible, if you have a bath, a nice long bath with maybe some Epsom salts. Make sure you get a nice early night's sleep tonight. I really hope this has helped. I would love to know if it's released any tension. Thank you so much. From my heart to yours, namaste.